Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Hi everybody, Tobias here, and I thought I would revisit these SharpKidZ knives again. As you can see, Black Hills Steel. Now, I recently did a video on these knives, and there were a few things that I mentioned there that were not quite accurate. I had a conversation with Brian Wilhoite from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, who clued me in on a little bit more information about these knives and how they came about to be. Now, there were three original knives. There was the red-orange smooth bone, then there was the green jig bone, which is this one, and then there was a blue jig bone one. And I talk about all this in the other video. You see this first production run, and this is out of Black Hills Steel, and then on the back side it says SharpKidZ. Well, turns out that the SharpKidZ program wasn't really a program. What it was is more of an initiative. It was this plan that Kevin Pipes of Smoky Mountain Knife Works and Jim Frost agreed to do. And it was part of an annual program or annual president's event that Kevin Pipes and Jim Frost had been doing for some time. So SharpKidZ was not an annual program, but it was part of an annual program. And basically Kevin Pipes got together with Jim Frost and said, you know what, I would really like to do something different this year, and what I want to do is do something for the kids. And that's where the SharpKidZ promotion came from. And they drew up the little flyer for it, and that's where the image for SharpKidZ came from. And the knife had not even been chosen yet, but it was a joint effort between Jim Frost and Kevin Pipes as part of what they had been doing for some time. And it was, I think they referred to it as the President's Day. And this is a day when Smoky Mountain Knife Works would host an event, and it was kind of a combined event between Kevin Pipes and Jim Frost, who were both very good friends right up into the end. And here is an earlier knife. I've shown this one before. It's also a Frost knife, as you can see there. This is a big old saddle horn. And you see here, this is the President's Millennium Saddle Horn Trapper. And this is done in beautiful Frost wood. And you see on this blade, Jim Frost and Kevin Pipes. They both signed it, and this was from 2000. So Jim Frost and Kevin Pipes had been doing these annual events for some time, and one year they decided, let's do something for children and something to promote knives with children. And this is something that Smoky Mountain Knife Works continues to do. They do have events all year long, and they often do kind of family events. Many of their events are family oriented to kind of get parents and children interested in knives and pass on the legacy of pocket knives and stuff to children. So it isn't something that they have stopped doing. But in this year, the year that SharpKidZ knives came out, it was kind of a joint effort between Jim Frost and Kevin Pipes, and that was their president's event for that year. And that's where these knives came from. These were first production run knives that Jim Frost had in line, and they went and put the SharpKidZ etch on the back side of the blade, because Jim Frost basically provides the knives for those events. So Jim Frost was providing the knives for these President's Day events, and that's why these knives were made by Jim Frost, or by Frost Cutlery. So the Black Hills Steel knives were provided for the President's Day event, which was a SharpKidZ event. And that's how they came about. And so it was never really intended to be something that was annual or ongoing. It was just supposed to be a family-oriented event featuring these SharpKidZ knives, and that's how they came around. And unfortunately, there was a lot of misunderstanding. People thought it was going to be an ongoing program and stuff like that, but that was not the case. It was just supposed to be a one and done kind of event, and they lived up to the name of what they were doing with the event. So that is SharpKidZ. That is the more of the full story of SharpKidZ and why it happened the way it did and how it ended up happening. Would it be nice to see something like this resurrected? Of course it would, but really the love of pocket knives is really passed down through the generations. So it really is still more up to us as parents, grandparents, and adults to pass it down to the next generation, more so than any kind of knife retailer. Obviously, it helps the knife retailer, and I assume they would support any kind of efforts like that. And like I did mention, Smoky Mountain Knife Works does do family-oriented events, and they have all sorts of other things that are geared for children at the store. So they do make the effort to get children interested in pocket knives. SharpKidZ was just one of those efforts. In any case, with that said, I will let you go, and I'll talk to you again soon. Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with the Pious. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.